So tell me about yourself.
I'm from Bidor. I'm a village boy and I'm proud to be one. Right now I'm teaching in Penang Teachers Training Institute. Before that I was in Anderson School, Ipoh.
And what inspired you to make this trip to Everest?
It's a long story. I've taken up this trekking since I was teaching in Kelantan, and after that I guess Anderson School was where we really picked up the pace. We went up to Kinabalu in 2009 in conjunction with our centennial celebration, 100 years Anderson School. And after that, in May this year, when we had our AGM, and among the discussions and ideas, somebody just popped up this trekking, another trip of trekking, but somewhere else, not Kinabalu. So that's how this Everest Base Camp came into the picture. And since we are going to Everest Base Camp, Kala Pathar also came into the package. So it materialized. I'm so happy that it did.
And what were your preparations for this trip?
Preparation, after AGM in May, we started preparing. Preparation in terms of physical fitness, in terms of holiday plan for that 3 weeks duration, and also picking up the pace where money is concerned, financial. I did make a trip to Kathmandu in June to do the arrangement with the agency there, and after that we used to do Kledang Hill trekking and Mount Irau in Cameron Highlands and Gunung Brincang. That was very important because it's cold up there, and as you know, we are now at very low level, and Kathmandu itself is 1,300, and what more with further up, going up to base camp Kala Pathar, is really very freezing cold up there. So preparation was basically physical fitness, the financial part of it, and also that holiday, we needed 3 weeks off, doing nothing, just trekking.
And what were your feelings like before this trip, and also upon landing in Nepal, Kathmandu?
I was basically prepared because I have, as I told you just now, I have gone to Kathmandu in June, did a lot of fact finding, made all the preparation, and I was prepared. So when I came back and opened up to the other Anderson Club members, put up the banners, and there was only one taker, my very good friend, Mr. Chua Chong Ling. So both of us went up there.
And what was the experience that you gained from your trip?
Very beneficial. I learned and I put into my character this element of persistency, being persistent. It's very important in life that we are persistent in what we do. And throughout this hiking, trekking, I find that this one element is really, really very prominent, and we bring it into our character and into our daily life in our profession.
And for someone of your age, being able to do something like this, what would you comment on age itself?
Yeah, age. Many people say age is just a number, which is not true. But I think there are other important factors. If you want to single out age, I think age is not that important as other factors. There are many other factors: family commitment, 3 weeks away. You need to be able to afford that time, the money. Spend about 7,000 plus on this, and physical fitness. I think these are more important factors. the elements that come into this trekking expedition. You have to be able to manage yourself, your time, your money, yourself, and the way you do things. Managing yourself basically. This very important. I think age is very much lower in that order.
Talking about family and commitment, how did your family feel about you making this trip, and how was the support like for you?
Well, my family, they have been very supportive. My wife, my daughters, they have never stopped me. In fact, my daughter has joined me to Mount Kinabalu in 2009, and in fact, she was supposed to go along with me. Somehow, it did not materialize. So, I guess family, there is no problem.
What is the significance or the most important value or experience that you have gained from this trip of yours?
Oh, many. I did mention about being persistent. I inculcated or rather strengthened this element in me, and managing time. When you manage time, things go very smoothly, right? You learn to be patient, you learn to take one thing at a time, and you tend to listen. You listen to the guide, you listen to the porter, you listen to other fellow trekkers, you listen to your partner, you listen to yourself, and you have that empathy. You can feel that because what others are going through, you are going through. And you have this very important element in you. You listen and you communicate with that feeling, empathy. You know how it feels. And you are flexible. The way you do things, if plan A does not work, then you fall back onto plan B. And if it doesn't work, then you have plan C. And remember, there are 26 other alphabets, from A to Z. So you have to have that flexibility. Sometimes things do not go the way you plan, so you have to fall back on other things. And it's very important to be aware of yourself, of your surrounding, of your strategy, of other people's presence in that environment. And what are your actions and what are the consequences of your actions. Now, this is very important. And another element is that striving, you have to keep striving for betterment. You have to keep doing and hope for a better situation, better environment, better trail, although it might not be so, but as you go along, you always have this hope, and this hope keeps us going on and going on. Not forgetting whatever obstacle comes, you have to tackle them. You cannot back off. So these are some of the elements. There are so many others. As we went along, within me, there were 101 questions. There were so many situations, so many problems, and you have to think of solutions. You have to think, you have to question yourself, you have to think of the solution. And as you communicate with the others, you begin to understand things better. You learn more, and what is more important is you apply whatever experiences that you have had before this. You apply in a new situation. When the new situation comes, then you decide, okay, this is a situation, what do I do now? So there are a lot of problem-solving situations, and you have to think. You have to think for yourself, you have to communicate with the others. And these are very important part of our character. It teaches a lot of things. And whatever is going on, we have got our senses, and we have to gather all kinds of data from our surroundings using our 5 senses. So with these senses, we have to imagine, we have to innovate, or we have to create some excitement, so as to strengthen our passion and to keep up with the spirit, to keep going. And you have to be so excited that you have to look at the environment and you have to respond with such great wonderment that you enjoy it, and this really keeps you going. It is very important. And furthermore, I think there is a risk in whatever we do, and even here there are so many risky situations, but you have to take that responsible risk. And when I say responsible risk, you don't close your eyes and jump into it. You have to be fully aware and think for yourself before you take that risk. Every step counts. Every step is important. And along the way, you meet a lot of people. Even if you don't, you have your partner with you, you have your group with you, the guide. And sometimes you have to get yourself into that situation where you have to create that humor, maybe one or two jokes, sharing some ideas, where it becomes a very good pastime and such a wonderful experience when you get yourself to be a team player. You are a help to others, and others help you. So you feel like this is so very important, to be a contributor to another individual. And at the same time, when you need help, help comes because of what you practice, what you have in your character. And one thing I learned is you never stop learning. And with that, we have always to be on that open side. We really have to remain open to future learning.
Okay, last question. How did this trip influence you personally? How did it transform you, or did it give you an awakening to make you into a better person?
Definitely better person, yes. I believe it has created a positive image of the Andersonian Club, under which we went, we went under the banner of Andersonian Club, and it has created a very positive image on the club. I can strongly say this because when we posted some pictures in the Facebook, there were more than 100 likes and so many comments. And believe me, there are groups going after this, and they are calling us up and getting together and asking for information, how to go around. And all boys of Anderson School, they are so happy, and that gives us some sense of pride, some sense of achievement. And even my teachers training institute in Penang, they are also very happy because I did carry a play card of my teachers training institution as well. So I went there in two colors, in Anderson, old Andersonian colors, and also my teachers training institute in Penang.
My name is Gehna Kaur.
Yeah.
My name is Suhana Kaur.
Okay, so can you tell me about your father's experience? How did you feel before he left?
I was very nervous. I had doubts, but what I knew was I couldn't stop him because he is somehow unstoppable, and I had to support him because he always told me many times that Gena, I have to go to the base camp. Only then I can say that my life is complete. But I always told him, no, Papa, you have many other things to do before you can say that your life is complete. And base camp is not all about having your life completed. uh, he just, kept quiet, and it was a mild topic that we seldom discussed because I was very, very nervous. I always thought that he wouldn't go. No, he was just saying for the fun of it. But when he told me that he was seriously planning to go, I was extremely nervous, and I was speechless for that moment, but it took me some time, and yeah, I just had to be on his side. I was skeptical too, but being his daughter, I just had to. And there came a time when he told me that I could go too. So I was really happy because it would be living that moment with him, sharing the happiness and all, because I know that if I go with him, we will do it together, and it's like father and daughter time, but I couldn't, so never mind, it was worth the joy, but he made it up to me by reaching the base camp, and I think that pretty much made me happy.
Felt a little nervous, not nervous lah, afraid that anything would happen to him before he left. No, I was almost crying, but I did cry. I thought, he won't be safe, but he did come back safely, and I was so proud of him that he touched the base camp and came back. I thought he wouldn't do that,
So now that your dad has completed it, how do you feel about it?
I feel very proud of him.
Yeah, my dad has touched the base camp.
Yeah.
Who would have done that?